I will be replacing the front and rear NOx sensor on this ML350 Bluetec. So I've been driving it with the sensor that is bad, but to not be driving around with ammonia smell and really dark smoke coming out of the exhaust, what I did was I actually took out a fuse from the fuse box that's underneath the rear seat. I'll just show you. It's this one. It's fuse number 110. It's a 5 amp. So when you take that out, you will disable the Bluetec or the Adblue system. Again, it's fuse 110. You can drive it and it will not be blowing out any smoke while your sensor is bad. However, when you do start driving it, the car will recognize that the fuse has been removed and it will give you a warning that says engine start not possible within, for me it started at 800 kilometers. Okay, I'll show you where the NOx sensors are first. So I'm coming down underneath the car now. So the rear NOx sensor is this one. Now coming up around, looking towards the front of the car. The other NOx sensor is kind of in there, so I have to remove this plastic panel to get to it. Okay, to get to the front NOx sensor, we have to remove this plastic piece. It's held up by 8 of these 8mm screws, so I'll just remove it first. Okay, so now this is the transmission filter pan, and if I'm looking over here, there's the front NOx sensor. So it's right after this catalytic converter, I guess. Here's the transmission pan. There's the front NOx sensor. Okay, so this is the new NOx sensor. It consists of two parts, the probe itself, and where it connects is actually this, looks like some kind of electronic components. To get to them, to get to this electronic component here, to disconnect it, you have to remove another underbody panel under the car. I'll show you where that is. Okay, so that undercover that I said you have to remove is under the car, which is this piece here. It runs from up there all the way down to here, so it's a pretty long piece. There are a few 10mm bolts that holds it in place, so I'll remove that out first. So this is the rear sensor. I've already removed it earlier to try to clean it, so it's not too tight. So here's a cable that runs along, and here's the connector. So the rear one is pretty easy to take out. Okay, this bolt or this nut here, it swivels around the sensor, so you don't have to worry about twisting the cable when you're tightening it in place. Okay, so here's the front NOx sensor. The wire actually runs underneath or runs above this heat shield, and it runs around here, and there's the connector or the electronic bits. So to get the wire and the sensor out, I'll have to lower this heat shield, and the way to do that is to loosen this 8mm nut that's holding the shield in place. So I'll see how I go removing it. Okay, it was a real pain to get the front sensor out. So here you can see the plastic tab. There are two of them, one on the side and one kind of over or above this heat shield. It was a real pain to get out. and I've had to undo another bolt here, another one back here, so I can bend. I actually bent this heat shield so I can move this heat shield down to give me space to get the sensor out. It's a real pain to get it back out.